This extraordinary fiscal crisis is facing us, yet this chamber has done nothing about it. We're borrowing 40 cents of every dollar we spend. In 3 months, our gross debt will be larger than our entire economy. Our nation's staggering debt is already costing millions of jobs, because when you have a debt that's equivalent to 90% of your economy, it reduces growth by 1%. We're now at 95%, going to 100% before the year is out. More than 22 million Americans are out of work. A majority of Americans now fear the next generation will be worse off than theirs has been. And in just 5 weeks, we're told we'll reach the firm deadline on our nation's $14.3 trillion debt, which has doubled in the last few years. Then major reductions occur unless action is taken. The Republican House has set forth their plan, but the Democratic Senate has not done so. This year, the Senate hasn't produced a budget, hasn't met to work on a budget, and hasn't passed a budget in 791 days. We haven't had a budget in 791 days. During that time, we have increased the debt of the United States by $3.2 trillion and have spent over $7 trillion. On the floor, we spend week after week on bills that have little or nothing to do with this increasing danger to our economy. We name courthouses and post offices, but we don't deal with the gathering financial storm. And now the Senate is scheduled to take a week off to go into recess to celebrate the 4th of July, Independence Day. We unite as a nation on that day to celebrate our heritage and way of life, a way that has been earned through hard work, responsibility, and sacrifice. We also owe the American people an honest, open debate on the debt limit, the debt ceiling that we have. This shouldn't be talks behind closed doors by only a few senators, congressmen, maybe the Speaker, Vice President, or now maybe the President. Are they the ones to decide this, or aren't we all elected to do so? And then, should we be faced with a situation in which this small group, having produced what they consider the perfect deal, bring it to the Congress and demand in a period of panic and fear that it must be passed without any significant amendment, or the country would have a crisis? We've seen that before. Is that good business? I don't think so. It remains astonishing that we're so close now to the deadline we've been given without the nation's president, our chief executive, having set forth a proposal on what he thinks we should do and should be included in a debt limit bill. Shouldn't the president tell us that? Ultimately, our challenges can only be solved through the democratic process. Let's hold votes, dozens if necessary. Let's hold hearings. Let's have an open debate. Democracy may be messy, it may be contentious, but it's the best system we have and the only system that works. To make America competitive in the 21st century, we need a smaller, leaner, efficient government, not a heavy, more burdensome tax code. So let's have the debate. Let's have it out here in the open, and let's allow the American people to participate and help decide. But until we work on a budget, until we work on the debt limit, until we work on the people's business, we don't have a right to go home and adjourn with a looming deadline, supposedly August 2nd, in which decisions have to be made. To do so would be to fail the public, I believe. And it's our largest challenge of our generation, this debt.